Oh yeah? This is real. This is practical. Talk about peace. This is it.
It's okay, it's okay, it's alright. The solution, the only way. Learning peace, the only key. Peace solution is what we want.
Okay, PCEF in the house with a different hairstyle. Shout out to the crew of the peaceful solution. They're coming out with character education.
Okay. A great afternoon, everyone. Okay, you are all once welcome to the second group stage of the NCEQ. And without further ado, I would like to acknowledge that this afternoon's contest features only two. That is Start Right School and Calvary Redemption School. So let us get to know who our contestants are. Start Right School is represented by
Mimi Dawa Ashakli.
Sorry?
Mimi Dawa Ashakli.
Okay.
Michael Boate.
Okay, can we give them a round of applause for that?
Ike FM.
Now, Calvary Redemption School is also represented by
Gifty Ameche. Millicent Opoku.
Okay.
Ike FM.
Okay, so this contest comes to you in 4 rounds. Round 1 is the question and answer segment. Round 2 is the presentation segment. Round 3 is the poetry and drama segment. Since you are only 2, it's either one wins or not. So if we get a draw, then we have to go for round 4, which is the tiebreaker segment, to get a clear winner. I hope you are clear on that. Okay, so all the best. Now we will start.
Ike
My
FM.
first question goes to Start Right School. Now remember that in round 1, you have 45 seconds to answer a question correctly for 3 marks. An incorrect answer will be passed on
Ike
to the
FM.
next school for a bonus of 1 mark in 15 seconds. Okay? Start right, your main question. I would like to bring to your attention also that after I finish reading the question, the bell will be sounded, which means you can now start answering. When the bell is sounded again, it means that your time is up. Can we please hear the sound of the bell? Okay. So let's start. Start right, your main question. I do my best work. A, if I'm getting paid for it. B, if I'm doing it to impress someone. C, because it is the right thing to do.
Because it is the right thing to do.
That's correct for 3 points. Calvary Redemption. Your main
Ike
question.
FM.
I follow instructions. A, if I like the person who is instructing me. B, when I feel like it. C, because being obedient shows respect.
Because being obedient shows respect.
That's correct for 3 points. Start right. Give one example of a lack of self-control.
Ike
Anger.
FM.
Being angry.
Okay, that's correct for 3 points. Calvary Redemption. A person with moral values distinguishes between. A person with moral values distinguishes between
Right and wrong.
Okay, I'll give her a half mark of 2. I'll give her a half mark of 2. Now, the actual answer is distinguishes between right and wrong and make choices that will not cause harm to him or herself or others. Okay, starts right. Anger is a normal emotion that is experienced by everyone. However,
Ike FM.
it is a dash emotion. Use the mic.
The question again.
Anger is a normal emotion that is experienced by everyone. However, it is a dash emotion.
It's a bad emotion.
Sorry, that's incorrect.
Unacceptable behavior.
Incorrect.
But it is the wrong thing to do.
Sorry, that's incorrect. It will be passed as a bonus to carry redemption. You have no idea. Okay. Well, the actual answer is that it is a secondary emotion, meaning that other emotions come in play before you experience anger. Okay? Okay, Calvary Redemption, your main question.
Ike FM.
Give one example of a negative emotion. Give one example of a negative emotion.
Hatred.
Sorry?
Hatred.
That's correct for 3 points. Start right. What does accepting yourself mean?
Accepting yourself means agreeing that there are some aspects of your life which you can change and there are some which you cannot change.
Okay, correct for 3 points. As well as you have to realize that you're a unique human being and you have to accept your age and the limitations that goes with it. But you are still correct though. Okay, Calvary Redemption. The sum total of one's likes and dislikes, attitude and preference is known as. The sum total of one's
Ike
likes
FM.
and dislikes, attitude and preference is known as.
Personality.
That's correct for 3 points. Start right. Verbal and physical abuses are so rampant among young people in our society today. What do you think accounts for such negative behaviors? And state one way to curb such negative behavior.
Answer the question.
The question again.
Ike FM.
I said, listen carefully. Verbal and physical abuses are so rampant among young people in our society today. What do you think accounts for such negative behaviors and state one way to curb such negative behaviors?
Disrespect accounts for that, and we can an example of disrespect is not obeying what an elderly person tells us to do.
That's incorrect. A bonus for Calvary Redemption. The question, okay. Verbal and physical abuses are so rampant among young people in our society today. What do you think accounts for such negative behaviors and state one way to curb such negative behaviors?
Please, maybe the people have irresponsible behaviors and you need to advise them to desist from it.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Now, we have influences. all around us. Okay? Most of them are also negative in nature. So negative influences are there, influences those negative behaviors. And one way to curb them is by learning the PSCEP and applying it. Okay? Okay. Now, start right. Sorry, Calvary Redemption, your main question. A moral attitude regarding property means to respect the possessions of others. State one way you can show a positive moral attitude towards your friend's property in order to avoid conflicts in the classroom.
Then please, maybe if you ask something for your friend, from your friend and she refuses not to give it to you, you don't go ahead to take it without her permission.
Okay, I'll give that to you. That's correct. Okay, start right. This will be your last question in this round. Your uncle promised to buy you a bicycle. Your uncle promised to buy you the bicycle you have always wanted when you pass your final exams with distinction. Your very best TV program is showed around the time you have to study. Using self-control, what would you do so that you will pass your exams?
We must use the acronym STOP. And take a step that is correct.
What is that step?
Use the acronym STOP. Think about what you are doing, whether wrong or correct or wrong. Then you proceed. Then you weigh your choices. Then you proceed with the right one.
Okay, I'll give you a half mark of 1. But in actuality, you have to study instead of what? Going to watch the show. Okay? Okay, so Calvary Redemption, your last question for this round. And please listen carefully. After you got home from school, you found out that your younger brother had worn the shirt you had ironed for a program that evening. When he returned, you were angry and you punished him severely because he made it impossible for you to attend your program and didn't ask your permission before taking your belonging. What would have been the best way to handle this situation using self-control so that it does not repeat it again?
Madam, please, you need to give him a punishment he'll never forget and also advise him to do that again. And you also tell him the bad side of what he has done.
I'm not taking that. It is stated that you've already punished him severely. The question is, what will you do to handle the situation using self-control so that he does not do that same thing again?
Madam, please, you need to advise him.
On what and what?
You need to make him know the bad effect that he has brought. And then maybe he can hurt other people.
I'll give her a 1 mark because she's only talking about the advice of the after effect. But you should actually tell him that he should always ask before touching or taking any other person's belonging, not only yours. Okay, that's the advice you should give him so that he doesn't do the same thing again. Okay, so this brings us to the end of round 1. And while I wait for the scores, I would like to acknowledge that the NCEQ is brought to you by the PCEF and the PSCEP. And we also have Nexans Cables. We have Ghana Air Premier, our media sponsors. We have IKFM streaming live 95.4, located at Ofanko. We also have Awake Online sponsoring this program. If you want any information about the PSCEP, you can log on to our website, www.peacefulcharacter.org. NCEQ is shaping the next generations of future leaders.
Oh yeah? This is real. This is practical. Talk about peace. This is it.
It's okay, it's okay, it's alright. Peace solution, the only way. Let it be.
Okay, now we are moving on to round 2. Now, round 2 is the presentation segment, and you have been given specific topics to present on. Okay, now you have 10 minutes to present whatever you have for 10 marks. I hope you are clear on that. So, I would like to start with Calvary Redemption School. And Calvary Redemption School, you are using the responsibility manual to give a presentation on how we can stop the problem of Ghanaians dumping rubbish in our gutters. And don't forget, you have only 10 minutes to present whatever you have for us.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I the name of Millicent. I'm a proud student of Calvary Redemption School. It's a great pleasure to stand before this highly esteemed audience to welcome you all. To welcome you once again and inform you of not dumping refuse into gutters. In Ghana, everyone has their responsibility, but yet still, we are facing many challenges even in schools and at homes. Even though there are refuse dumps, Ghanaians still dump refuse anywhere, especially in gutters. One major problem we want to solve is flooding and dumping refuse in gutters. Some Ghanaians have irresponsible behaviors leads to unhealthy environment, which may lead to death. These days do not know what is meant by responsibility, the benefits, effects. Responsibility simply means someone you count on to fulfill your duties and obligations. But most of all, you count on yourself to make choices that are positive and supportive for other people. We learned if we practice responsibility, it brings joy, peace, and reduces conflict. And besides, it creates a healthy environment. We also learned that lack of responsibility creates an unhealthy environment, creates war and misunderstanding, and besides, it brings conflicts. For instance, you are asked to keep quiet in class, and one person talks. Due to this, a teacher punishes the whole class, which the students will feel bad, and some will get hurt. This is due to the irresponsible behavior of one person, which causes hurt to all the people in the class. And maybe you are asked to sweep. Now you divide yourselves into groups. Members of Group 3 failed to sweep the school compound, and probably one person was told that due to the irresponsible behavior of that person, about 30 people in Group 3 will be punished. Also in our homes, when responsibilities are shared and Amma fails to clean the kitchen, the dad invites mice in the kitchen, which causes diseases to the rest of the family. It can also death. It is because of the irresponsible behavior of AMA. Responsibility is said to be vital. On a more serious note, we Ghanaians dump refuse into gutters and the gutters get choked. This breeds mosquitoes and also cause flood. And the mosquitoes also bring about malaria, which can lead people into death. For example, on June 3rd, the incident that happened in Ghana caused flood, all because of choked gutters, which led to many people's death. This same flood also happened at Alajo and Kwabenya, which caused loss of lives and properties. Since the year 2012 to 2016, there was an unsolved problem called Jimsaw, which affected everyone and electrical gadgets. Many people lost their jobs, which caused financial loss. Due to the irresponsible behavior of certain of gas stations at Atomic Junction, many lives were lost. Ghanaians must try to observe the National Sanitation Day. On every first Saturday of every month, citizens must help clean the gutters of every community to avoid bad smell and polluted air. Besides, it will reduce breeding of mosquitoes. And also, we need to join every organization that is fighting for good semblance of our country, like the Peaceful Character Education Foundation. And we also advise people we see who litter around, and also form organizations which will talk about cleanliness. As we say, cleanliness is next to godliness. In summary, littering around is now the hot potato in the country. This means that it is the latest issue in town. Everyone is talking about littering around and also dumping refuse into gutters. It's really affecting people. Moreover, at a drop of a hat, it needs an end. We need to stop littering around and also dumping refuse into gutters instantly. Keeping gutters clean will be the best thing since sliced bread. If we keep our gutters clean, it will be an invention that will help Ghana. In Ghana, the law of not littering around must be enforced into the country. You need not to keep rubbish into gutters. This is simply an irresponsible behavior. We need to stop, think of it, weigh our options and proceed with the right choice. Right choice is that which will not harm me, others, and the environment surrounding me. Ghana can be developed and reach a crescendo level when we stop dumping refuse into gutters and also littering around. Thank you.
Control, respect, acceptance, responsibility. You know it's a beauty, it's not late. Let's move to the classroom for peace on earth. Will only go if you learn, stick to it. We practice, stop acronym, only proceed with the righteous. You know it's my not the importance of.
You can have a seat. Okay, well said, Madam Millicent. Well, I like the fact that you are tapping on the irresponsible nature of Ghanaians. Dumping gutters and the consequences and the facts that goes along with it, for example, the June 3rd disaster. So after tallying all that I've heard and everything, though I didn't see, I saw some people sleeping while you were talking. But I hope in the end they have grabbed something and they are going to
Ike
change their
FM.
negative attitudes towards the environment and demonstrate moral obligations by not littering. You were sleeping there. Okay. So Calvary Redemption, after tallying, you were able to score 6 out of 10. Okay, start right. Your question. Now start right. You are using the respect manual to
Ike
give a
FM.
presentation on how to stop bullying in our schools. Are you ready? You have 10 minutes to finish up for 10 marks. Are you ready? Okay, let's have what you say.
Greetings to you all. My name is Michael Boa of Start Right School. Before bullying and its effect, how we can stop in our schools, permit me to ask you all, including our impartial judge, these questions. How many of you have been bullied before? What did you do wrong? And how did you feel after the bullying? Was it pleasant? Absolutely no. Right? Now, let's look at bullying and its effects. Bullying is when an individual uses his or her strength to frighten someone who is weaker. Effects of bullying. Bullying can affect everyone, including those who are bullied, those who bullied, and those who witness bullying. Bullying is linked to many negative outcomes, including impact on mental health, substance abuse, and suicide. Kids who are bullied can be affected through depression and anxiety. It increases their feeling of sadness and loneliness. It changes their sleeping and eating patterns. They lose interest in activities they used to enjoy. They decrease academic achievement and they are more likely to miss, skip, or drop out of school. According to PPM, Practical Pain Management, a very small number of bullied children might retaliate through extremely violent measures. In 15 schools shooting cases in the 1990s, the shooters had a history of being bullied. Kids who bully others can be affected by abusing alcohol and other drugs in adolescents and as adults. They get into fights, vandalize property, and drop out school. They engage in early sexual activities. They have criminal convictions and traffic citations as adults. They become abusive toward their romantic partners, spouses, and children as adults. Bystanders can be affected by having increased use of tobacco, alcohol, or other drugs. They can have mental health problems, including depression and anxiety. They can miss or skip school because of bullying. Now that we have been able to look at the effects of bullying, let's turn our attention to what to do to stop bullying in our schools. First of all, walk away. If the situation seems threatening or dangerous, it's best to walk away from the bully. This will send the message that you won't put up with this kind of treatment. Try to walk towards people, such as teachers, or someone else who will put up with bullying. Secondly, someone so the bully will stop. To report right away so that by telling someone that you will be standing up for yourself and show the bullies that you will not put up their abuse. Find a teacher, parent, or school counselor who can help you and immediately tell them what the bully has been saying or doing to you. Try saying something like, Amma is bullying me. She keeps making fun of my darkness and she will not stop. I have asked her to stop, but still she is doing it. I think I need some help to make it stop. Again, look at the bully in the eye and tell him or her to stop. Using direct, assertive communication and body language is the best way to address a bully. If a bully continues to harass you even after you have walked away, then let him or her know that you will not put up with the behavior. Turn and face the bully and tell him or her to stop. To use assertive body language, stand up tall and face the bully. Look at the bully in the eye when you are speaking to them. Don't look down and try to make yourself smaller, such as by folding your arms or bringing your knees in close to your body. Pull yourself up to your full height. Keep your arms at your side and your feet about shoulder width apart. Keep your request short and direct. Try saying something like, "Stop it, Jennifer," or "Cut it out, Kojo." As you say this, make sure that you look at the bully directly in the eye and speak in a calm, clear voice. Furthermore, stay calm. It is the bully's goal to get an emotional response out of you. So do your best to keep calm and avoid showing the bully how you feel. Try your best not to cut that you are angry, sad, or frightened. The bully may feed off these emotions and increase his or her effort. Take a few deep breaths and think about something that makes you happy, such as getting a good grade on a test, playing with your dog, or something fun that you are planning to do with your family over the weekend. Doing this may help you take a step back from the situation and avoid reacting to your emotions. Make sure that you keep your eyes open and maintain eye contact with the bully. As you do this, respond to the bully in a calm way. For example, you might say, "Alex, I know you think you are funny, but you are not, so stop." Or, "Stop now," or, "I'm asking the teacher to move you away from me." Be sure to talk about how the bully made you feel with someone later on. Talk with your parents, a school counselor, or a teacher. Above all, let us respect one another. That's the final one. Respect simply means recognizing the value of people, things, and to treat them with care, consideration, and concern. When we respect, we will stop bullying and treat others the way we want them to treat us. So let us have respect for ourselves, because it is the foundation of all positive interactions. Thank you.
Self-control, respect, acceptance, responsibility. You know it's a duty, it's not late. Let's move to the classroom for peace on earth. Only go if you learn, you stick to it. We practice, stop acronym, only proceed with the righteous. You know it's a man, not the importance of arson, graffitiing, all forms of distraction, causing pain, hardship to the nation.
Oh yeah?
Whoa.
This is real.
Yeah,
This is practical.
yeah.
Talk about peace? This is it.
Whoa. It's okay, it's okay, it's alright. Whoa. Peace solution, the only way.
Why are you putting your head down? Well, Michael, well done. Well done. Can you please clap for him once? Okay, so the question is, how can we stop? How, that is stop. And you were able to give us a briefing. If you don't know bullying, I'm sure by now you know. He has explained it, given us consequences, even some examples that you yourself you are going through. So I commend you for that, and I give him 10 marks. Yes. Okay, so I would like us, this brings us to the end of round 2. So at the end of round 2, start right attain 10 marks. And Calvary Redemption attained 6 marks.
Ike FM.
We will now move on to round 3. Now round 3 is the poetry and drama segment, whereby you are to either give us a poetry or act on a specific topic you have already been given. So I would like to read it out, starting with start right. But remember, you have 10 minutes to demonstrate whatever you have for us to attain 10 marks. Okay? Okay. So I'll urge you to listen carefully. Watching violent TV programs and playing violent video games and its associated negative influence on society has become a very common behavior for a lot, especially young people. With your knowledge of the PSCEP and using drama or poetry, send a message on how to solve this problem. You can use any of the PSCEP manuals, focus on changing the behavioral aspects. You can use self-control to tackle the issue. Okay? So start right. Do you need spacing or it's okay for you? Okay. So let's, at the sound of the bell means you can start. So you have 10 minutes to finish everything.
FM.
My name is Mimidawa Shagbe. I greet you all. Watching violent videos and playing violent video games have been the order of the day. To tackle this issue of violent behaviors of young people who watch violent videos and play violent video games, let's first of all look at what violence is. According to the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, violence is using or involving the use of physical force to cause harm or damage to someone or something, or trying to physically attack someone because of anger. Just last Friday, according to Fox 13 News, 2 girls who were 11 and 12 years old of Battle Middle School in the United States of America were arrested for bringing knives and cutters to school for a stabbing plot. According to the officer chief Joe Hall, it's as a result of watching violent videos and playing violent video games. With recent worry about mass shootings and gun violence in the United States, one of the questions that always comes up is whether violent media promotes violent or aggressive behavior. And due to this, the Ohio State University researchers conducted a research on 8 to 12-year-old children to confirm this issue. Watching violent videos and playing violent video games promotes violence and aggression, leads to chronic sleep deprivation, causes significant physical harm, results in brain damage, mental illness, poor social relationships, poor academic performance, sexual perversions, and mass killings. Now, the way forward, what can we do to solve this serious issue at hand? Parents, teachers, brothers, and sisters, it's our responsibility to give our children consistent love and attention. Every child needs a strong, loving relationship with a parent or adult or other adults to feel safe and secure and to develop a sense of trust. Make sure your children are supervised. Children depend on their parents and family members for encouragement, protection, and support as they learn to think for themselves. Without proper supervision, children do not receive the guidance they need. Students report that unsupervised children often have behavior problems. Show your children appropriate behaviors by the way you act. Children often learn by example. The behavior, values, and attitudes of parents and siblings have a strong influence on children. Values of respect, honesty, and pride in your family and heritage can be important sources of strength for children, especially if they are confronted with negative peer pressure, live in a violent neighborhood, or attend a rough school. Keep violence out of your home. Violence in the home can be frightening and harmful to the children. Children need a safe and loving home where they do not have to grow up in fear. A child who has seen violence at home does not always become violent, but he or she may be more likely to try to resolve conflicts with violence. Try to keep your children from seeing too much violence in the media. Studies show that seeing a lot of violence on television, in the movies, or in the video games can have a negative effect on children. As a parent, you can control the amount of violence your children see in the media. Judges, teachers, parents, and fellow students, the most important of all these wonderful ideas mentioned above is to have self-control. One may ask, what is self-control? Self-control, according to PSCEP, is controlling what you think because thoughts lead to feelings, controlling what you feel because feelings lead to actions, and finally, controlling how you behave because decisions lead to actions which lead to rewards or consequences. If all of us are able to control our negative thoughts, especially, I believe the world will be a better place to live in. So let us use the acronym STOP. First of all, stop. You think through the problem, weigh your options. If you are able to weigh your options, then you proceed with the right choice. God bless you. Thank you.
Control, respect, acceptance, responsibility. You know it's a duty, it's not late. Let's move to the classroom for peace on earth. Only go if you learn, stick to it. We practice, stop acronym, only proceed with the righteous. You know it's
This is real. This is practical. Talk about peace. This is it.
It's okay, it's okay, it's alright. Peace solution, the only way.
Start right.
So this is how I wrote my letter.
This segment is the poetry and drama segment. Okay? And you just gave us a presentation. I hope you're aware of that. But I won't dispute the fact that your content of delivery was great about how to handle our kids at home, the supervision, using the STOP acronym. That I'll give you. But it was about poetry or drama. Do you understand? Okay. I'll give you a mark of 5 instead of 10. Okay. Calvary Redemption. You are also to talk about watching violent videos. Now listen to your question carefully. Watching violent TV programs and playing violent video games and its associated negative influence on the society has become a very common behavior for a lot, especially young people. With your knowledge of the PSCEP and using drama or poetry, send a message on how to solve this problem. You can use any of the PSCEP manuals, but please focus on changing the behavioral aspects. You can also tap into the self-control manual to bring out your answer. Now listen, you also have 10 minutes to finish whichever you are demonstrating, and at the sound of the bell, you start.
My name is Gifty Amiche. I am a student of Calvary Redemption School. My message is entitled Violence in TV Programs and Videos. It sounded nice and fancy, but deadly. There were sound explosions and a shout of glee. The gunshots were sadly around me. It was much to my horror that my children are watching violent TV programs. Days could not pass by without my children watching, playing or acting what they have watched. They blew things up. They shot each other and laughed every shot. It will wrap their minds, I said. With all honesty, I don't agree with watching violent TV programs. Children in the days of old shot each other with homemade guns. They fought each other with swords and always fought each other till death in fun. My husband, is it true? But I must drum a thought of change in their minds. I peered round the doorway and watched him guide, exposing them to self-control. The PCEF Foundation defines self-control as controlling your thoughts, your emotions, and actions. Example, one's reward or punishment is as a result. One's reward or punishment is as a result to thoughts which leads to feelings to actions produces effect.
Ike FM.
It's nice and fancy to watch, but kids, it's deadly. Shy away from watching violent programs. Old self, by watching violent TV programs and games, has turned to new self. Has turned to new self. Has turned to shift of new self.
Ike FM.
Then after drumming the message of self-control into them by my husband, they now live a new
Ike
way
FM.
without violence. Thank you.
Self-control, respect, acceptance, responsibility. You know it's a duty, it's not late. Let's move to the classroom for peace on earth. Will only go if you learn, stick to it. We practice, stop acronym, only proceed with the righteous. You know it's man, not the importance of us.
Poetry. I could barely hear some of your words. But all the same, you had something to tell us about what our kids do when they watch violent violence on TV, and for that, and also bringing in the self-control. How it was your husband who applied it in. Okay, so all in all, I'll also
Ike
give
FM.
you 7 marks. I'll give you 7. Because you targeted poetry and you were trying to bring up poetry all blended with everything you are expected to say, but though you didn't hit the point as you are supposed to, I'll give you 7 marks. Now, this is the end of the poetry and drama segment. As we wait for our score, I would like to acknowledge that the NCEQ, the National Character Education Quiz 2018, is a project brought to you by the Peaceful Character Education Foundation and the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. We have Ike FM 95.4 streaming live. We have Awake News Online as our media sponsors. And we also have Nexosoft Limited for all your software
Ike
needs.
FM.
Nexvosoft, your success our goal. Ghana Air Premium for all your electrical home appliances and electronics. Everything IT for all your IT equipment needs. Nexans Cable Limited for all your quality electrical cables. Nexans cables are made to meet the highest standards right here in Ghana. Then we have iBit Soft Net Limited for all Microsoft Dynamics and AV software needs.
Ike
So,
FM.
at the end of round 3, Start Right scored 5 marks. Can we clap for them? And Calvary Redemption also scored 7 marks. So at the end of round 1, round 2, round 3, Start Right got 25 marks. And the same as Calvary Redemption, 25. Hey, what a wow. So that means that we need a winner. We still have to go to round 4, which is the tiebreaker segment. Now listen. This segment requires participants to answer questions from any of the Peaceful Solution Manual to assess their understanding in the program. Correct answer, listen carefully. Correct answer is worth 1 point. A wrong answer will attract a -1 deduction from your previous score. Students can decide to answer or not answer. If students fail to give correct answer, it can be passed to the next school as bonus. I hope you are clear on the rules. So remember that you still have 40.
Ike
if
FM.
you want to answer, you have 45 seconds to answer. If it is correct, you get 1 point. If it's wrong, and a negative deduction -1 from your previous score. And if you are answering it as a bonus, you have 15 seconds to answer. And a correct answer, a bonus answer, is 1 point. If it is wrong, -1 from your previous score. Are you ready?
Oh yeah?
Whoa.
This is real.
Yeah,
This is practical.
yeah.
Talk about peace. This is it.
Whoa. It's okay, it's okay, it's alright. Peace solution, the only way. Let it be.
So at the sound of the bell, after I finish reading, means any of you can answer. Okay? You can decide to answer or not answer. Remember that. Ready? Michael, are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Now, if among your peers you are refused, abandoned, or made to feel unwanted, you are facing a negative emotion called
secondary emotion.
Sorry?
Secondary emotion.
Sorry, that's incorrect. You have a -1 from
Ike
me.
FM.
Okay, your time is up. A bonus to carry redemption. The question again. If among your peers you are refused, abandoned, or made to feel unwanted, you are facing a negative emotion called
Ike FM.
Okay, the answer is rejection. You said it and you didn't tell me. Eh? Is it Deborah? The name is Deborah. Sorry? Mimi. Okay. Calvary redemption. Now, this answer will tell whether you are through as winners or as equals with start right again. Are you ready? Now, when other things are valuable because they are beautiful, it is called Sorry? What value? Your answer is even incorrect. It's incorrect. Time is up. Okay, a bonus. Start right. You can decide whether to answer or not, because if you answer anything correct, we'll deduct. If it's correct, we'll give you 1 mark. So listen to the question. When other things are valuable because they are beautiful, it is called Okay, the actual answer is aesthetic value. It can be found in the respect manual, the introductory part. You've forgotten that. Okay, now let's go to my score master to tell me what I have. If we still have to go on or pause. We have to go on. It means we still don't have a winner. Wow. Okay, then start right. Your main question, because we have to get a winner. Michael, I can see you are ready. Okay. Your main question, the same rule applies. Something that starts or initiates a process is known as
Thoughts.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Sorry, that's incorrect. So that attracts another negative, -1 from your main score. You still have time though.
Value.
Sorry?
Ike FM.
You said value. That's incorrect. That attracts another minus. Said values. It's incorrect. So it will attract another -1. Okay, a bonus to Calvary Redemption. Listen to the question carefully. Something that starts or initiates a process is known as
Personality.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Sorry, that's incorrect. So that attracts -1 from your main score, Calvary Redemption. The correct answer is trigger. Trigger. The answer is a trigger. Emotions. Chapter 2 of the Self-Control Manual. Okay. Do you have a winner? Still. Okay. We keep going. So your main question, right? Even before you were born, the combination of your parents' genes began the process of I don't expect the audience to communicate with the contestants. Okay, your time is up. A bonus to start right. Let me read the question,
question
again. Relax.
again.
Relax. I'll read it. Okay. Even before you were born, the combination of your parents' genes began the process of
Character.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Okay. Yes. So before you were born, the genes of your parents started the process of forming your character. So I'll give it to her. Do we have a winner? Please, let us see the scores, please. In the meantime, Ike FM, our media partner, is streaming today's program live on its station 95.4 FM. Awake News Online is also part of our media sponsors. Nexans Cable Limited, Ghana Air Premier, Everything IT, Nextville Soft Limited, and iBit Soft Limited are also our sponsors. The National Character Education Quiz 2018 is a project brought to you by the Peaceful Character Education Foundation and the Peaceful Solution Character Education Program. NCEQ, shaping the next generation of future leaders. So we have a winner. I want to know that winner. Whether it is Michael or Nyamiche. Okay. Okay.
respect, acceptance, responsibility. You know it's a duty, it's not late.
Okay.
Let's move to the classroom for
Practice
peace on earth.
self-control.
Only
Practice
go if you learn, you stick to it. We practice, stop acronym,
Now-
only proceed with the rest.
It's obvious that Start Right is the winner for group 2 stage, with a leading point of 24, and Calvary Redemption lost with 23 points. So at the end of group 2, Start Right emerged as the winner, and they are going to compete with Sky High, and whoever wins tomorrow for the group 3 stage at the finals tomorrow. Okay, so I thank everybody for coming, and I hope the best wins tomorrow. Start Right. I'll be seeing your faces again, right? Go and learn more, because it will be tougher at the finals. Calvary Redemption, we hope to see you in next year's edition, hopefully. All the best, and thank you. Thank
Ike
you.
FM.
Okay, no, relax. Pleasure, relax. Relax. Without that being said and done, I would like to hand over to the host of today's program. I've been your quiz mistress, Miss Thelma Tete. You can call me Madam Thelma. Thank you.
Ike FM.
The only way, let peace, the only key. Peace solution is what we want.
Okay, listen to yourself, oh you tough today, huh? You a vagabond for the cup of dog pound. We come mail you to your .com. How can you just be in common with peace, unity, integrity, moral traits? At us of today, no, not a damn casing. How can your people be of blessings time? Let's move peaceful solution, the only way into the positive education. PCEF, so we say it. Peace to your character education. 1 time, 2 time to the B. Okay, you know. Let's go.
The most important thing about this quiz
It's okay, it's alright. Peace solution, the only way. Lady peace, the only key. Peace solution is what we want.
of the next generation
It's okay.
So acquiring the knowledge
Way.
and practicing it every day, teaching your friends is what the whole idea is trying to get to you people. So we want you to not just see it as a competition to learn and come and answer questions, but to rather learn and practice whatever you are learning. That is the most important thing. And for those of us who are seated among the audience, I believe you are also listening to whatever that is going on. And I believe that should also bring some level of interest from you so that you also participate in future competitions or even in your schools when the PCEF clubs are formed. Okay? So thank you all very much for your audience. Thank you for your participation. And thank you to our noble contestants. You've done really well. You fought well. And we believe those who couldn't make it this time, next year, you will come out even stronger and you also make your mark. Thank you very much. And I would like to call upon the mentors or the teachers for each of these schools to help us conduct the interviews after the whole session. Thank you all very much for attending, and we hope to see you tomorrow for the very final group session and then the overall final competition for this year's quiz. Thank you very much.
Ike FM.
Yeah? This is real. This is practical. Talk about peace. This is it.
It's okay, it's okay, it's alright. Big solution, the only way.
Now we have Rising Sun Montessori School also in our midst here. In fact, they are the host organization or the host school, and they participated in the very first group stage. And we have the competitors here in the person of and okay. So tell me guys, how did this competition during your preparation and everything? Did you really have any difficulty, or did you think that you were falling short of what was required of you before we started this competition?
Everybody need a character education. Everybody need a peace and love, and this is how we wanted it.
Oh yeah? This is real. This is practical. Talk about peace. This is it.
It's okay, it's okay, it's alright. Big solution, the only way.
Grace, one of the competing schools in Group 1 stage, also with us here, and we have and of course their mentor or their teacher who also took them through this program is around, and he is oh, okay. So guys, tell me, how do you feel now after going through the school stages? Of course you didn't win, but your performance and everything, how everything went, how do you feel and how do you see everything? Was it according to what you expected or something else?
Everything was in order, but we didn't
PCEF, so we say it. Peace through your character education. 1 time, 2 time to the beat. Okay.
That's great. You have something to add up? Okay.
Everything was fun, but we tried our best to achieve the first. But
it's okay, it's okay, it's alright.
Okay, that's great.
Oh yeah? This is real. This is practical. Talk about peace. This is it.
It's okay, it's okay, it's alright. Big solution, the only way.
Sky High School. Who do we have here? And
Pleasure.
so how do you guys feel about being the winners of the first competition of the National Character Education?
You know it's a duty, it's not late. Let's move to the classroom for peace on earth. Only go if you learn, stick to it. We practice, stop acronym, only proceed with the righteous. You know it's a man, know the importance of us, graffiting, all forms of distraction, causing pain, hardship to the nations.
It's okay, it's okay, it's alright.
Okay, that's great.
Oh yeah? This is real. This is practical. Talk about peace. This is it.
It's okay, it's okay, it's alright. Big solution, the only way.
Are you sure you are going to carry the trophy at the end of the day? Because the other schools are also preparing and they are also feeling that they will take the trophy. What do you have that you think will give you that edge to be able to win the ultimate?
Everybody must come around. Everybody must come around. Hey, everybody must come around. It's a peace solution time. Everybody must come around. Everybody must come around. Hey, everybody.